This is a beach attempt. I think it went pretty well. So since I am just testing things out, it's on a small canvas and it's not quite perfect. You can see there's some bumps. But I've started with painting the background and sky and letting them dry. So the background sky is some whites and blues and some of the colors that are going to be in the painting. And for the sand, I've chosen to just go copper and wait for that to completely dry. And then the area that we're going to be working, where the wave is going to be worked wet. So starting with a nice layer of black, which again is black paint and floetrol mixed together. Just put that in the area you're going to use. And then I've mixed some white with floetrol and silicone, quite a bit of silicone. That's going to be what we pull, and I want this ocean to have a lot of foam effect. I'm using ultramarine blue, some sky blue, and some metallic purple. Ties in nicely with this copper sand, and why not throw some of the sand color in there, because the sand gets pulled into the waves as well. We're going to actually pull from the left, so I'm going to make the stripe of white on the left and then pull that with the wet paper towel. That's hopefully just as large as the area. If you've gone over the edge, that's fine. And now I'm just going to work all of this in, adding color in places. It all looks very two-dimensional right now, but having the black background is going to give it depth, and everything that we're going to do is working the colors together. It's going to give it a lot of variation, even with just this minimal palette. I took quite a bit of time working this. This was an experiment. So I'm cutting it for you so that you don't have to sit through the entire process, but you still aren't missing anything, except for maybe some of the natural settling that happens when I'm not directly working on it. But you get the idea. This just takes a lot of patience and just keep going for it. And you can see if you pull too hard, you're going to reveal too much of that black background. Just add some more paint, it's fine. And try to be gentle. Now the white, when that's added, I've always added a lot of silicone to that because I really want that white to look like foam. And that's working out pretty well. The best part of this process is that it just unfolds in front of your eyes. Just observing what the paint does on its own is mesmerizing. If you are a little bit impatient and you want to just skip ahead, I would recommend going to the 8-minute mark and watching from that. Otherwise, you can see me toil with this. You definitely want your background to be dry. That way, if you spill something on it, it's very easy to wipe it up and keep it clean for this. And then you're really only focusing on the wave. You also want to make your backgrounds larger than you think they're going to be so that you can have an overlap. So your wet paint and what you're working on can overlap. And if you end up going further, you're not losing too much of the sky or the beach. So you can see that I can easily pull the ocean up a little bit more into the sky, and you'll still understand that it's sky, and you can pull the ocean down or the foam down into the sand area, and you'll still understand that that's sand. Be a little bit careful to not pull too much black into especially the waves that are coming forward. So if you need to add more paint. I'm really looking for the depth. I did some tests and I thought it looked better on a black background than a white background, because as the black mixes in, it really gives it that deep, dark ocean look. And you could go with a dark, dark blue. You don't have to use black as your background. You can go with a deep, dark ocean blue base. I'm gonna pull this foam down over the sand area, and I'm gonna add a little bit of wet copper as well. But having this solid copper background really helps me. Anything I'm doing is by choice, not by necessity, as far as blending it in, but you're not dealing with canvas showing through. So that makes it look a little more natural and integrated. Cleaning up the edge of the top of the ocean. Again, really helpful that the background is completely dry. I'm going to do a larger version of this, but so far I'm really happy with how this test is going. When in doubt, add more foam. Okay, I'm getting this really sort of stormy ocean look, which I think is pretty interesting. But I'm gonna try to make more of a surfing wave, a pipeline. You can see that that drip in the sky I can remove very easily. Well, this is really turning into a wipeout kind of a wave. I'm going to keep shaping it. And just play with it, you know? Just keep working it patiently. That's what it takes, is some patience, some variety. I think I'm going to add more waves to the front that are kind of crashing. And this is obviously an abstracted wave. This isn't photorealistic. It's certainly fun. Oh wow. I like when that happens. Okay, there's the beach study, Wipeout.